a woman cheats, it's the man's fault.
Why do you think that?
Yeah! Take better care of her.
How is it a man's fault that a woman has a lack of character?
Because if you treated her right, it never would have happened.
I get what you're saying, but how do your decisions as an adult ultimately your decisions as a human being fall on
How
you?
about you be accountable for what you did to her? There's no good men left.
Are you a feminist? Do you really?
A feminist is somebody who thinks women are equal to men. I'm probably sexist. I think women are better than men. Somebody told me before women shouldn't be firefighters.
Yeah.
Because a woman cannot save you from a burning.
If I'm in a burning building, are you gonna go in there and carry me out?
I think women would
maybe
not
like-
fail as a society. I think we'd get it done.
I have never felt for short kings more until I watched this video.
We wanted to see if anyone would pick 5'3" Rob. When Andrea told us women like doctors, we gave him an MD. Their choice?
Andrew. I would say Matt, I think.
No, Rob.
He's a
We
doctor.
piled on some more assets. We said besides being a doctor, he was also a best-selling author and champion skier who just built his own ski house.
Does that affect your choices? He's still short.
Then we gave Rob a promotion. We made him chief of staff at a prestigious hospital.
Who would you pick, Kim?
Andrew's probably the closest to who I'd pick.
What?
I'd pick Matt.
He's chief of
Jeffrey,
staff.
the pilot.
What would it take? Now we said Rob was also a gourmet cook who loves children.
Oh, definitely. I would take him in a minute.
Oh,
then.
thank
Height,
you.
no problem. I wouldn't, because I would think I don't want short little kids.
So I gotta say, shout out to all the short men, because y'all be playing life on legendary difficulty, and y'all still be living, man. Y'all still do it.
A 21-year-old male definitely has more experience than a 21-year-old female.
That's not true at all.
Okay, well, that's what I believe.
1 in 3 men haven't had sex in the past year or are virgins in the West. 1 in 3 men. There's more virgins
You
than
said
less
in the
guys having
West?
sex. Yeah.
You said in the West.
Yes.
We're in the East Coast.
This is the West of the world.
Like Western
Come on. You already did. You got the country thing wrong.
The
Like,
country
don't try to
wrong
do the
is
geography.
fine.
You
No,
thought
no,
Dubai
no.
was a country. This is
That's fine.
The
I
West
can-
is the Western world.
Okay, so Western European psychology, like everything, all that.
first world countries. Yeah.
If I went on a date with a guy who's single and he's not fucking any other girls, then I would be like, well, why isn't he? Like, what's wrong with him? Obviously, there's been some flags going off for other girls to make them avoid the situation. So, I mean, like, I personally would be like more inclined to want to go on a date, at least a first date.
With a guy who's
Well, the guy who's like
girl the
normal,
night
yeah,
before.
who's like hooking up with girls and I'm hooking up with guys. Like, I mean, I feel like that's dating in 2022. Like,
would it be my preference if a girl just didn't even have social media? Probably.
This is giving red flags a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Here's the interesting thing is that men are not allowed to have preferences, standards, and boundaries. Nobody bats an eye when a woman says, I want XYZ in a partner. But the moment a guy says, here are my boundaries, preferences, and standards, oh, misogyny, red flag, this, that. And the fact of the matter is, women are more picky than men are. Women have far more standards for men than do men have standards for women. But if a guy says, I want XYZ, insecure, misogyny, blah, 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 it's always gonna be met with some sort of shaming language. But go ahead.
what's up, my guys? Most girls won't admit this, but for your sake, I will. I hate nice guys.
Don't worry, fellas. By the time she's 30, she'll take anyone.
For the ladies come and say, it's just a joke, it's just a joke. Trust me, I get it. But what J. Cole said, all jokes contain true shit. This is why I'm an advocate for never asking a girl to be my girlfriend. These young girls, anywhere from 19 up to 24, right? I don't know what's up with them, but they tend to crave something that they can't have. Don't believe me? Every first date you go on, do this. Hey, I'm just letting you know I'm dating with intention and I want a relationship with you. So hopefully within the next 3 to 4 days, we can make this official. You will probably get ghosted every single time. So what I always do is this. If they don't bring it up, we just keep on dating. All the relationships I've been in, the girl kind of came to me and was like, oh, so what are we? Are we this? Are we that? That's when you know she's interested. If she never brings it up, she probably has a roster of dudes too.
How it works is it is boundaries. My girl understands that she can go hang out with guys. There's a boundary though. She wants to go hang out with guy friends. The relationship's over immediately. That's all it is.
Boundary.
Yes, it is. That is a boundary. If you cross this line, yes, that is a boundary. If she wants to go to the club, that is a boundary.
You know what?
You want to go to the club?
That's a boundary he set.
Yes,
Like,
that is a
so,
boundary. If you cross
in
this
a
boundary, the relationship is over. That's all it is.
Martin, ask the girl next to you what continent she is currently in. What continent are we currently in?
Who, me?
Yes.
What do they mean? I do OnlyFans. Like what?
No, like not content. Continent.
Oh, I thought you said content.
South America, West America.
United States.
West America.
But what continent is that?
Okay.
North America.
Okay. Oh, thank God.
I thought you guys said content.
I gave her some hints.
All right.
Majority of children who are killed by a parent are killed by the father.
Yeah, that's not even close to true. When we look at households that are mother only, we see that child fatalities is 1,704, which is almost double that of households where it's father only. I also can't forget to mention the irony of this comment on a video of mine that you posted, saying that the information I spread is inaccurate and it's to manipulate my weak and misguided viewers. I literally always post the facts behind me and I post the information and the studies behind me. Where was your study for your claim about men though? I'll wait for that.
More easily bored in relationships, men or women?
Women.
If women are more easily bored, why are they more likely to want marriage and commitment?
Status.
If women are strong and independent and don't need no man, why does the pressure of marriage and commitment typically come from women?
They're liars.
If there was a war, we would be drafted and you guys would be exempt. And you are exempt from having to register with the selective
Can I have
service.
another example other than the draft?
Another
Like systemic.
We're more likely to be victims of police killings and police shootings and police brutality. We're more likely to be incarcerated. We're more likely to delete ourselves. We're less likely to get sponsorships for college. We're less likely to go to college. More likely to be homeless. That's a few.
Like, how can you say women are privileged because they get these opportunities, but then judge them for acting on that privilege?
Well, privilege is invisible to those that have it, and no one respects anything that is easy. So if a girl decides to monetize her, put herself in a certain light, well, there comes with consequences typically. And when you objectify yourself as a woman, men in return objectify you. That's how the world works.
But then when it is easy for a man to sleep with many women, if he is,
It
as
isn't
you
easy,
said, an
that's the
alpha
difference.
man, but let's say he's Justin Bieber and he sleeps with many women, that's easy for him. Then
Really?
why not devalue him
Hold
for
on.
that?
Let's go back though. What did Justin Bieber have to do to become Justin Bieber?
Exactly. It wasn't easy. Being raised in Canada, struggle.
But he didn't have to utilize game or charisma.
But he had to become a Grammy Award-winning, nationally known singer that is toward the world international superstar.
The process doesn't matter. The point is,
It does matter.
You're gonna have to compare like
he didn't do that to get
Right,
girls.
that's what
He
I
did
was
that because
thinking too.
he's naturally talented.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the segment of the show called Dating Profile Appraisals. This is where I go through my actual Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and Facebook dating accounts and show you guys some of the ignorant ass profiles I've matched with. Now I know what you ladies are gonna say. Well, why did you swipe right on her if she had a rude dating profile? Ladies, let me let you in on a little secret. We do not read your dating profiles. We just swipe right until we run out of swipes. And the only way we unmatch you is if you're super fat, ugly, or you're a dude. Fellas, this is a real woman, and she does exist. Let's read along. Jalea, who's 21, writes, "They call me Lee, baby. I'm a spoiled brat, LOL. Don't waste your time if you're a boring, broke bum." See, ladies, you see the double standard? If we put on our Tinder profile, "Don't waste our time if you're a single mom and one titty is bigger than the other titty," y'all would be getting us banned off of Tinder in 3 seconds. She continues to write, "The sweetheart and a moody Cancer. New to Atlanta, so I'm looking for a friend to show me around because so far it's dry and I'm ready to go back to Chicago. Uh-oh. Chicago. Ladies, when you say you're from Chicago, we automatically think you are a hood chick. We think of Little Durk, King Von, Chief Keef. We literally think of gunshots every time you say Chicago. Kind of like this. Chicago. She continues to write. I have a smart mouth, and I'm very blunt. Don't waste my time, and I won't waste yours. Chicago born and raised. Don't swipe right if it don't make sense. Ladies, the arrogance and the cockiness nowadays is through the roof. To even make a profile like this and like literally be serious is crazy. Fellas, have you ever came across a profile like this before? Ladies, does your profile look like this? Ladies, if your dating profile looks like this, you need to reevaluate your dating strategy. Why not put something nice on your profile? Her whole profile is what she doesn't like about men or what she doesn't want. Why don't you ladies put what you can offer to a man or what you like to do? Put something intriguing on your profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
I really believe that the biggest problem is actually men and simping. What men are doing is that they simp and undercut each other to the point where it gets down to that level. And she must have heard, besides from her female followers or friends, messaging from men at some point that said something positive about her. The reality is that guys are doing this because they'd rather get somebody who's less attractive than zero.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where it just is not, it's not effective, and it hurts other men.
Right. And I do think
and it
that
spreads delusion.
It does. And I think that some women will even go on dating apps because maybe they're feeling not so great about themselves.
Yes.
And they
Validation seeking.
They will get the validation just from having matches.
Yes.
You know, and then they won't even start a conversation, or they won't even
or they'll respond to a conversation.
Right. Yeah. And so I think that dating apps alone have also contributed to the
absolutely.
delusion.
Absolutely.
I don't know what has to get through men's little fucking pea brains to understand that if you're outright about it, usually we're gonna be chill with it. If he would have been honest with me from the get-go, I would have been like, sure. And now I'm crying over this man that I didn't even really like. Like, he's a mediocre white man like the rest of them. And here I am crying about him, but it's not even about him. It's about the disrespect to me. And you couldn't even do me the favor of just being upfront with me. Instead, I have to sit here and think that, oh, maybe someone actually values me for more than just my body, you know? Just fucking sucks.
Y'all women do the same thing on steroids. Y'all be ghosting and hailing niggas for no reason, without no explanation. You don't see us pulling out our phones and recording and crying and shit.
There should be very strong sentencing for women that make false allegations, who false accuse, because men's lives are being ruined. So I think what should happen is that if you accuse somebody of rape, whatever sentence that rape would hold, you should have to serve. If there is clear-cut proof that you made it up, you should have to serve that sentence. And what I will say is I do know a girl who falsely accused a guy of rape, and she did it because she wanted to get back with her ex, and she thought it was a good storyline. And it was absolutely disgusting. And I am no longer friends with that girl to this day. And you know what? I was so young then, but I should have had the courage to call the police and have told them that, hey, I do think that she's lying. I can't say for certain that she was lying, but it was a little suspect to me. And I do believe that she did it to get back with her ex. And it worked.
I think that's what pushes most men away from it. It's the men are supposed to be the breadwinners that protect and provide. And then we're out here getting
in divorce court, and even like custody of kids. And
Yeah,
you have
it
a
is.
son too, so you know it's also like kind of stressful for you. But imagine
Yeah.
a situation where I've heard a guy go to divorce court. Judge said, "We need to see pictures of where your kids sleep. We need to see pictures of your fridge to make sure they have food in there."
Yeah.
And he said, "Make sure you take photos of everything you do for your kids, because you never know if you need a receipt of love."
Wow.
You are a man and you can't pay all the bills. I do not want you to join any masculine modern women conversations. If you are not a man that can provide a safe space for her to be vulnerable enough to embrace her femininity with you, then shut the fuck up. If you don't provide and protect emotionally, financially, spiritually at a high level, shut the fuck up from a woman that can provide for herself. Quit complaining about these independent women. If you not a man, it's gonna be a solution to that. The reason why there's so many independent women out here is because like you be so not dependable. If you provide her with a hard life, don't complain about the fact that when she come in your life, she not being soft. You want a woman to be submissive to you when you can't even submit the full rent payment? All y'all do is offer stress and headaches and wondering why this woman ain't your piece.
She came over to us at a boxing fight a month ago with Floyd Mayweather in Dubai. She was a ring girl. She approached him. He was sitting there looking over. She walked over willingly to him, smiling. He's been very stiff, saying, "Look, I'm watching the fight." And you can hear her saying, "What are you doing tonight?" Blah, blah, blah. Like, just talk in general, nothing wrong on her behalf. And then he goes, "Look, I'm watching the boxing." He does this, like this, and she gets a bit shy and walks off. Then this same lady, today, I saw in the press in UK tabloids, the son of the Daily Mail, speaking, saying how she was being lured by him on social media to come to Romania. She's so happy she didn't. It could have been very dangerous for her.
And you're just gonna sit in the corner and watch.
Jesse, how does that make you feel?
I like it. I enjoy it.
You enjoy it. So how does this happen?
Yeah, she'll bring home guys, or we'll go meet guys at like hotel rooms or stuff.
And what type of guys are these?
Well, I have a black-only preference, so
Of course. So how often do you guys do this?
at least once or twice a week.
Jesse, isn't this humiliating to some degree?
It is humiliating, but it's also sexy to watch a guy basically perform better than I can.
Do you guys still have intercourse with each other?
No.
Not in the traditional sense.
And Jesse, how can you sit back and watch that?
They're just a lot bigger than I am, honestly. Like several times bigger.
So, Rebecca, what's your message to other couples out there?
Men need to be a little bit more humble and listen to their women.
Yeah. I know.
If she's sleeping with more than one person at a time, I consider that to be promiscuity. You're free to do whatever you want. You want to sleep with 10 guys? Do it. But I'm also free to not want to take you seriously in the long-term relationship because you're doing that.
These are 3 low-key red flags in women.
Number 1, she fails to thank you or show you any type of gratitude. If you're hanging out with a girl and you notice that she never says thank you when you pay for the bill, or just to say that she appreciates you, you gotta move on. She's not gonna change, and then you're gonna end up resenting her.
Number 2, she has male friends. Aside from some very rare scenarios, when a guy and a girl are talking, it is not platonic, and even if she's not interested in him, he's probably interested in her, and then she likes having that validation. The point is, if a girl has male friends that she regularly sees or even just texts with, that's the type of girl who's always gonna have one foot out the door in a relationship.
Number 3, she manipulates you in small ways.
If you've already hung out with a girl a few times and she's still down to keep hanging out, but she will literally never text you first, she's low-key trying to force and maintain this dynamic where you're the one who's gonna be chasing her forever.
When she uses the line, guys I've seen in the past would never do that. She's making you feel bad for whatever boundary you're trying to set with her by talking about guys she's seen in the past.
She's trying to force you to be jealous.